The global financial establishment has just executed the most criminal bailout in modern history. While you were distracted by the silver price smash, the Federal Reserve was quietly backstopping bullion banks on the verge of total default. This is the Great Deception in its final stage, where paper prices are incinerated to provide a liquid exit for banking cartels. You're being told silver is falling due to a strong dollar, but secret data from the Fed's discount window reveals a massive liquidity injection to save JP Morgan and Bank of America from toxic short positions. This price smash was a surgical strike, a psychological operation designed to trigger retail panic and stop-loss liquidations. As bullion banks faced a physical delivery crisis at the COMEX, the Fed stepped in with emergency liquidity. This allowed banks to flood the market with billions of ounces of naked shorts that don't exist in the physical world. This paper dump created a fake surplus, driving prices down to convince you the bull market is dead. While the media screams, "Crash," the East is vacuuming up every physical ounce at a taxpayer-subsidized discount. I have spent 12 hours dissecting the commitment of traders' reports, and the evidence of a silent default is irrefutable. Bullion banks were trapped in a massive squeeze as India and China drained Western vaults. The only way to save the system was to smash the price, allowing banks to settle obligations for pennies on the dollar. This is the bailout no one is talking about, a price manipulation event that steals your generational wealth. We have officially entered Stage 0, where registered silver at the COMEX has hit a 10-year low while the paper price moves the opposite way. This decoupling is the ultimate proof of the deception. The digital screen shows a surplus, while the physical vaults are effectively empty and supply chains are shutting down. I am receiving urgent reports that industrial buyers in the AI and military sectors are being told to wait 16 weeks for delivery. This delay is legally being classified as an operational glitch to prevent a nationwide silver run. The Fed's intervention was a desperate attempt to buy time, but you cannot print physical silver, and the laws of supply and demand are about to reassert themselves with violence. The Great Deception relies on your belief that the Fed has control, but the $36 trillion debt bomb has reached terminal velocity. This silver smash was the final shakeout to clear retail leverage before force majeure protocols are activated to freeze the market. When the exchanges finally go dark and refuse to settle in anything but fiat, only those with physical bars will survive. JP Morgan has been bailed out of their losses, but you will not be bailed out when the dollar loses its reserve status and silver gaps up $50 in a single day. Look at the dealer inventory levels. While the paper price was smashed, premiums on physical bullion stayed elevated. This proves the spot price has become a total fiction that no longer represents the real cost of entry. The banks are using high-frequency algorithms to create a fake reality, while industrial giants bypass the exchanges to buy directly from the mines. This Fed-sponsored bailout was the last call for the elite to secure metal before price discovery shifts permanently to Shanghai and Dubai. If you sell now, you are donating your future to the cartels. The secret arbitrage between the West and the East has reached a terminal point where the West must stop trading silver to prevent total loss. The price smash was a last-ditch effort to keep metal at home by making it look like a bad investment. We are looking at a bipolar monetary world. Physical metal flows east while worthless paper remains in the West. The Fed's bailout of bullion banks is a signal that they have abandoned the common man to protect institutional shorts, who are too corrupt to function in an honest market. Industrial demand for silver in the AI sector is creating a deficit of 300 million ounces this year alone. We are entering Silver Squeeze 2.0, led by sovereign nations and tech titans who realize that without silver, the modern age stops. The price smash was the final clearance sale for the people who run the world to secure positions before a new commodity-backed order is announced. If you are waiting for a confirmation signal to buy back in, you are too late. The signal was the Fed's emergency liquidity injection into the banks. The Great Deception is the belief that the system can be fixed by a new Fed chair, but the debt is the problem, and silver is the solution. I have seen the internal settlement data. Banks are preparing for a vertical price gap into the triple digits, leaving 99% of the population behind. The Stage 0 inventory crisis is a documented reality being blacked out by the media to prevent a global stampede. I am monitoring the COMEX registered stocks every hour, and the data shows a massive, unprecedented internal transfer of metal to hide the drain. This hidden drain is the true story behind the smash. Banks used the lower price to settle private physical obligations they couldn't fulfill at higher levels. We are looking at a default in slow motion, where the financial plumbing is clogged and the public is being tricked. The recovery trap is designed to create a false sense of security, while the ask price for physical silver is about to vanish forever. Everything in the news is a distraction from the fact that the monetary order is rotting from the inside out. Silver is the truth in a world of digital lies, and the powers that be hate it because they cannot print it to bail out their partners. This is a battle for your financial soul. Remove your wealth from the digital matrix before the banking cartels lock the door. Stage 0 is real, and the exposed truth is that the biggest banks have already been bailed out. They are terrified because once the public realizes the truth about the shortage, there will be a global stampede that makes 2008 look minor. Stay alert and stay physical. I'm receiving reports that family offices are moving silver into deep storage, effectively removing it from global circulation. This stealth hoarding by the top 0.1% is the most bullish signal we have ever seen. When the elite hoard while telling the public to stay in stocks, a catastrophic supply shock is imminent. The general public is being led to the slaughterhouse of inflation, while the people who run the system build lifeboats out of silver. You must choose which side of history you want to be on before the markets limit up permanently. The $155 target is the gravity. While the market is being pulled toward as fake paper suppression loses its grip. Every time the banks print a new billion-dollar short contract, they only add fuel to the eventual short squeeze. You're witnessing the final gasps of a dying monetary regime trying to maintain order through psychological warfare. The great deception is the belief that things will ever go back to normal. The world has realized paper money is a fraud and hard assets are the only surviving reality in a debt-based system. Global debt has reached a terminal velocity of $350 trillion, meaning there is no soft landing coming, only a hard reset. Physical silver is the only insurance policy that will protect your family's future from the erasure of fiat purchasing power. The vaults are draining, mines are slowing down, and paper markets are fractured beyond repair. Every ounce of silver you hold is a vote against the corrupt banking cartels that have manipulated our lives for decades through the theft of our labor via inflation. The window of opportunity to buy silver at these suppressed prices is closing in weeks and days. Once the COMEX officially declares a default or force majeure, the ask price for silver will disappear from the public markets. You must act before the bid hits $50, because after that, the market will go into a permanent state of chaos. This is your final warning to stop listening to the mainstream media and start looking at the cold data of physical inventories and massive global demand. I am tracking the arbitrage between New York and Shanghai daily, and the gap proves it is more profitable to ship silver to China than hold any Western asset. This drain of Western wealth is being ignored because it reveals the total failure of the U.S. Treasury to defend the dollar. When the vaults in London and New York are finally empty, price discovery will move to the east, and we will see a massive revaluation. The current price smash is just a minor correction in a trend that will see silver become the most valuable substance on Earth. The out-of-stock alerts on dealer websites are the result of a coordinated effort by large buyers to secure the last bullion before the reset. A historic shift is occurring. The public is being priced out while the elite consolidate positions in gold and silver. If you wait until silver is back in stock, you will likely be paying double or triple what it is today. The availability of metal is now more important than the paper price. Those who prioritize price over possession will find themselves with nothing when the curtain falls. Every time the Fed bails out a bank, they devalue the cash in your wallet to protect a criminal system. Silver is the only way to opt out of this cycle of theft and secure wealth in a form that cannot be manipulated. The recent price smash was the bank's last attempt to cover their tracks, but the reality is they are naked and the vaults are empty. Do not be fooled by red candles. They are the desperate gasps of a dying system terrified of the truth. Stay physical during the greatest vertical reset in history. This is your final call to recognize the signs of a failing system and position yourself on the right side of the greatest wealth transfer in history. The stage 0 warning is the final signal that the exit door is closing. Those who fail to act now will be swept away in the flood of a collapsed currency and a ruined economy. The banks and the media are hiding the truth. The physical silver market is broken. Subscribe to this channel because I am the only one tracking the raw data the establishment wants to suppress. The bailout is over, the dealers are empty, and the time to protect your family's future is right now before the deception is revealed to the world. The $95 shock was just the beginning, and the triple-digit reset is the mathematical conclusion of this debt cycle. Don't be the exit liquidity for the banks. Stay strong, keep stacking, and don't let the great deception steal your future. This is the end game of the fiat experiment, and silver is the only way out. End of transmission.